Hello and welcome to Never a Foul. It's the Carabao Cup day, and then Arsenal can cope without the injuries, or can they cope with the injuries? They're coming back this weekend. Can they take this competition seriously, like what Man United did yesterday against Palace? Because they are back. Newcastle and Man City will talk about it. Who's favorite to win this game? People say Man City, but they are loaded with injuries as well. Chelsea play Brighton. Do they have any hope? And Spurs already out of this competition. What are the targets for the season after the brilliant performance, of course, based on the result, a draw at the Emirates? They couldn't dream of a better result against Arsenal at the Emirates. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Mo, don't make me go in on you. You've been muddied for the last week. Don't make me go in on you as well.
Wait. Why? Wait. Hold on.
And you.
What do you mean me?
Guys, listen, from afar, I was watching as Sean put all of you in a pretzel. Sean tied all of you up with his words, right? All of you. He tied all of you up. And none of you, do you know what I like about it? None of you understand how Tottenham play. So I enjoyed watching it, and then I enjoyed Mo apologising. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Mo didn't even apologise. I did.
I don't care. I enjoyed watching whatever I did from you two. It was good.
Anyways, no. It's just a coincidence that we don't understand how you play football. It's a bit obvious. It just worked. That's all I can say. It just, the football that I thought I was going to get overpowered just worked. Why
do you want us to I admit we were wrong. Okay,
I don't want you to do anything. I wasn't on the show.
We were wrong. Yeah, Arsenal played like shit. Some of their players played like shit. I was proven right. That Madison is amazing.
It's okay, Mo.
I didn't get it. Do I need to get everything right in this world? I get 99% right. That was the 1%. That's it.
99%. I love it.
But anyway, people, hit that like button. Already 200 people right off the bat. So hit that like button. Come on, guys. Don't embarrass yourself. Hit that like button. It looks like thumbs up underneath the live chat. Give me to 100 likes so we can start this show. And we welcome Sava, of course, from the Football Heritage TV, one of the upcoming great content out there on the internet. Of course, it's in the description. Go give them a subscription. Of course, Sava talks about everything about football, of course. And
it's weird. It's weird. Don't you think it's a bit weird how he talks about football heritage and he supports Tottenham?
It's going to be one of these shows, is it? Listen, Kaz is going in. Kaz is going in hard. Mo's saying some nice things. Is this like a good cop, bad cop vibe we've got going on here from you boys?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. This is, but big up on the nomination of the awards.
Yeah, cheers, man. I feel like Big Steve's going to win it, but you know what? I'm just happy. I'm happy to be in there. And if anyone did want to vote, get over and vote. But yeah, I'll be there. You boys going up in the evening?
No. I went there last year, and I thought it was. I don't want to.
I hear.
It's amazing.
I've heard a few people say it.
Sava and C, big old geezers. Forget the upcoming content creators.
Forget the awards. It's just good network. It's if you can talk and you're comfortable talking to people you never met, then. That's the best part about it. To be fair, Other than that, do not stay in that hotel. Whatever you do.
Yeah, it's look. I'm just listen. I don't know if I'm going to win. I probably won't win it. There's some really good content creators in there, but it's just nice to be recognised. And if I can finish in the Champions League places, then what more can you ask for, eh? That's all fans care about these days.
You'll be better than your club. So
yeah. Jesus, shots fired.
Look, weird, isn't it? First show with Sava where he's actually smiling for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah,
crazy, isn't it? He cannot stop thinking about the weekend. I don't blame him.
I'm not. I'm thinking about Liverpool this Saturday, my man. That's what I'm thinking about.
I know you think you got a chance.
Are we talking about that, or are we saving that for later?
That's
what I thought.
I mean, no, wait. To be fair, we don't have to give our thoughts, Mo, because that's different for us. Like, honestly, how do you think you're going to fare up against Liverpool? Because he might not be back until next week or the weekend or whenever.
Get your recordings out, people. Start recording. Start screen recording.
Is this where the receipts start? Do you know what? I've never heard the word receipts more in my life than since I've been doing YouTube. Listen, I'll go into this the same way I went into the Arsenal game. They're a good team. They're a really good team. They've got firepower. They scare me more than Arsenal because of the firepower. I don't look at Arsenal's front line and think, yeah, you're going to batter us. I look at Liverpool's forward line and think, if we give them the chances we gave Arsenal, they could hurt us. So I think it's going to be another very tight game that will be decided by a goal either way, if not a draw. But listen, Liverpool have done well, right? Everyone was writing them off. Everyone's been saying, they're dead. Their transfer window wasn't great, but they're like 18 games unbeaten. So a draw would be great if we can be that first team to beat them in like 18 games, then albeit, but then you're going to have a million Spurs fans talking about league titles and stuff. So just be aware of the content creators.
No, but I don't want to dwell on this. If you beat Liverpool, that puts you probably in the same place that Arsenal were on the last year. So why not?
Yeah. Listen, you know me, guys. I'm pragmatic about these things, Mo. We've got a chance because it's at home, but Liverpool, it's a tough game. They've got goals from everywhere. Like they've won the forward areas of the pitch in the last 2 years in the transfer window, as far as I'm concerned.
I need a meltdown.
You what?
I need a meltdown. I need a Liverpool meltdown. I need it.
We'll try our best.
You know, the only problem with that, Sava, is that I am now kind of ruling Arsenal outside of the challenge. And I actually, for the sake of the league not becoming a format, I want someone else to win the league. It doesn't matter who it is, even if it's Brighton. It doesn't. But that's the thing. If you beat Liverpool, you're kind of like dragging them into that Champions League places instead of them following Man City and just keeping tabs on them and stuff like this behind them. That's my only problem. This is the thing. But anyway, let's move on to Arsenal for real. Since we're talking about Arsenal,
let's talk about them. Let's talk about the noisy
injuries
neighbours.
are coming back. It's not doom and gloom for the London club for the Reds in London. Declan Rice might be back in the weekend. They're not playing today, but we thought that they're going to be without Trossard, without Martinelli, without Saka, without Declan Rice, and El Neni has to come in, my guy, Egyptian guy. But it doesn't look like it. Do we think that Arsenal, now without the injuries and with the injuries, should take this game against Brentford seriously, or should they save their big guns in the league? That's the question.
I think the difficulty they've got, Mo, is first and foremost, Arteta's been there a long time now. In terms of football managers being at clubs, being somewhere for 4 years now is a bit of a rarity, right? Not many managers go and stay at a club for 4 years. And I know that sounds crazy because it always used to happen. He spent a lot of money. He's been there 4 years. This is completely, unless anyone tells me differently, this is completely his squad. In the last 4 years, they have completely revamped it. This is his squad, 700 million, 650 million, whatever they've spent. He's got to win something, Mo. They've got to go after something. Now, I don't think they're anywhere near winning a league title. I said the same last year. I'm going to say the same this year. I don't think they're anywhere near that title. Their fans will tell you they are. They're not, right? They went 8th, 5th, 2nd, and that second has made them think that they're Man City. I don't think they're winning a title. So I don't think they're winning a Champions League. So for me, the League Cup and the FA Cup needs to be where they put their attentions. Now, I'm not saying you go gung-ho tonight and put out your first 11 because they've got, I don't know who they're playing at the weekend, but they're going to have a game. They're going to have a game in 3 days' time or 4 days' time, right? But there can't be excuses. It can't be the excuses that we went weak because they're the ones, their fans have been the ones telling everyone that they had this great window and they've got loads of depth and now they've got this great team. They've got to win something, right? That's just my feeling on it. I don't know what you guys think.
What do you think?
Don't think it's good enough. I think it depends on if they have a strong league finish and then go get an FA Cup. I'll be like, you know what, fair enough, man. Because you see Man City this year, it's true, mate. They just look mint, like as in threatening in all directions. But I don't even think if Man City's even Pep says he don't care about the Carabao Cup this year. He's not looking at no quadruple. Even if he could be lying, to be fair, he loves to lie. But even with all the injuries, he probably thinks I don't really care about this competition. So I think he just cares about Champions League and also the Premier League. Of course, that's always the main aim. But with Arsenal, I think I think they'll do well to do the Carabao Cup. I think it's a good lift. Maybe they can do a double, a domestic double in terms of the cups. I think that's also something nice for the fans. To be fair, it's not Liverpool did it; they got gassed over it. I'd also get gassed over it. But with Arsenal, when Arteta and all these injuries, the thing is I feel like Arteta's ran Saka into the ground a little bit. So I'm looking at the weekend, and then I look at what they got coming up next week. They got Man City. Yeah. Now, this is where I say Arteta's got to get these selections correct. Because if you risk playing Saka on the weekend, if he is fit, or maybe even Declan Rice, what if there's another injury that comes up against Man City and you lose them out? It's only Bournemouth, let's be honest. I think they should have a strong enough squad to go there and beat them with the options that they do have. So I look at Arsenal and Arteta saying, Arteta, you can't be doing what you always do, man, and playing people through, injuries all the time. So you can have your best 11 out. That's the whole point of spending 700 million on the squad, is to have options for when this happens. I got told when Declan Rice comes, it doesn't matter if Partey's here or not. And in fairness, it hasn't, because Declan Rice has been mint. But now Partey's obviously out. He should be back for the Man City game. They might have it where it's shit now, like Man United and Chelsea with injuries. Man United just had a bunch of injuries come out. Look what happens. They might have a big cluster of injuries that come back in one game, and it might make the whole difference for them, because we'll be having another conversation again.
But the thing is, just quickly, sorry, Mo, before you come in there, for me, the thing is, this excuse that clubs put forward of injuries, I get it when there's like 6 or 7 first-team players injured. I get it, right? I do. But let's be fair, Arsenal, Partey's missing. He's a definite starter for them, right?
That's one.
And Martinelli or Trossard. You can't have both in that sentence because only one of them would play, right? Other than that, Rice went off injured at the weekend, and Timber, who wasn't even in the team last year. Right. So for me, I don't feel like Arsenal now are saying, oh, we can't be judged yet because of our injuries. I'm sorry. If you want to be talked about, if you want to big yourselves up, if you want to talk about yourself as this big club that want to go for titles and want to win trophies, you can't do this, because Man City have De Bruyne out for 4 months. John Stones hasn't kicked a ball yet this year. Rodri's now suspended for 3 games. I don't think you're going to hear any Man City fans talking about that. What they will do is they've got a top manager who will find a way to combat that, right? Man City don't have this big, deep squad that everyone's... You can do that face if you want, Mo, but Man City don't have this 25-man squad that everyone talks about.
No,
what they'll do is he finds a way to make that work. Last year, when they no fullbacks, he finds a way. Okay, I'm going to bring in my centre-backs. We're going to change how we play. This year, Kovacic will drop into that Rodri position, or Nunez will drop into that position, right? And then he'll figure out how different players move in different positions. You can't have both. You can't be telling everyone how great you are. Then when you pick up a couple of injuries, it's not fair. That's what a squad is for.
So the circumstances that they are in now, with Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka injured, for me, this is similar to if Haaland, Alvarez, and Kevin De Bruyne got injured together. Mm-hmm. These are key players for Arsenal. The whole thing from last year was built on Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka scoring most of the goals and getting all the assists. The defense is fine. When Timber got injured, we said you cannot complain. You have enough depth there. The Ben White, the Tomiyasus, the Zinchenko's, and the Kiviors, don't complain. If I'm looking at Arsenal, I'm being fair. If Saka injured, Martinelli and Trossard injured, their squad
are they both out?
Yeah, that's the problem. The 3 of them are out. So that's
you're literally taking Trossard and Martinelli both out, because they were both 50-50 for the Spurs game, right?
They were hamstring. Both of them have hamstring. So that's your left side gone.
Sure.
Like you're starting and now Saka's injured. Like we didn't give them an excuse because Martinelli and Trossard were out. We said you have Jesus. You said Nketiah is good enough. You said you're the one who renewed Reece Nelson. It's not us. You bought Havertz for 65 million. But now Saka's injured. I think it's a scary times for them. That's too much. It's imagine for you if Son, Kulusevski, and Maddison get injured, we'll say, okay, hold on. We cannot just say, oh, you have enough depth. No, there is depth.
Sure, but Mo, the
difference
is we're at the start of ours, right? If we lose those players, yeah, we're a mess. But this is the squad they built. They decided, right? They went and bought Kiwior, right? They went and bought Kai Havertz for 65 million instead of buying a winger. Let's be fair, right? If you're Arsenal, why is that 65 million gone on Havertz when you could be buying a winger or a midfielder that plays across right, left, and attacking midfield? Somebody like a Jeremy Doku, somebody like a Kudos, who West Ham has signed. They could have had James Maddison. So for me, they've built this squad to be this way. They decided that one of their loan signings coming in was going to be another goalkeeper to rival a very good number one anyway, which it doesn't make sense. They built this squad this way, right? At the end of the day, Mo, what you've just said, man, you picked 3 Man City players. I gave you 3 Man City players, which were just ignored. Stones is a massive player for Man City. De Bruyne is a massive player for Man City, right? Rodri is their best player, arguably, right? He's now suspended. You watch them go and just do what they do without those 3 players because they've got a system. They'll mix it around. You can't just say 3 players are out. Season's done.
No, but it depends. I give you other 3 players. Okay, we're not going to argue this. I give you the Haalands, Alvarez, and KDB out.
And they'd still cope. You know they would.
You think they would cope?
Yeah.
Cass, come in here. You think if Haaland, Alvarez, and KDB are out, you think Man City will cope? You think Man City will be...
Without Haaland and Alvarez, that would be very, very difficult for Man City. But at the end of the day, they got a defense that can keep up, and that means they can find a way another way. I've seen Foden play false 9 mode, and I've seen them win with over 100 goals in the season. That's the difference. I imagine Bernardo Silva, Foden, and Doku all of a sudden, or even Grealish, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, this is actually quite decent. Good luck. That's the way I look at it. So,
but Kaz, hasn't everyone got injuries? Like Arsenal are going on now like they're the only football club. Spurs have got 6 or 7 injuries as well. No one's talking about our injuries.
My issue
Chelsea, United,
my issue
everyone.
My issue is with some Arsenal fans, not all, of course. I think our chat's very good, to be fair, at times. 80% of the Arsenal fans can be very good. But the ones that you typically see, the ones that get on my nerves is like when Man United end up losing to Arsenal at the Emirates 3-1, I didn't hear, oh, don't use the injuries as an excuse.
Right.
I didn't blame it on it. I didn't blame it on injuries in the end, but I said in no day, shape, or form, I didn't think Lindelof and Martinez were going to come off due to injuries or having a shit. So I'm just thinking we had Evans and Maguire, but you want to celebrate it, but all of a sudden you draw the Spurs and now, oh, you played Arsenal's B team. I'm like, but you can't shift the narrative both ways. Does that make sense? Everyone's got injuries.
I want to say that this is the thing for me, right? As I've always said, football fans move their opinion from here. Sorry, I'm not really on the screen there. From here to there, based on what happens in 90 minutes. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. All the Arsenal fans that were coming into your chat, my chat, Sean's chat, this chat, everyone's chat, the Big Six. I went on the Big Six, right? And predicted 2-2. And I got told, you're crazy, you're getting battered, you're nowhere near as good as Arsenal. Cool, right? Now, that was 2 days before the North London derby. 2 days, guys, right? They knew Martinelli was 50-50, right? They knew Partey was out. They knew Timber was out. Then when they don't beat us, it's our injuries. Well, hang on. You knew about these injuries before you started predicting 4-0 wins, 5-1 wins. So have a bit of humility. Look at your injuries before the game and go, this is going to be a little bit tough. Because I could sit here and say, our best midfielder from last season hasn't kicked a ball this year. Rodrigo Bentancur. He's been injured for 9 months.
I was going to say that. If you had a Bentancur for that game instead of a Højbjerg coming on, all of a sudden the game looks different.
Right. So this is the thing. Then I could also argue, if I want to be real, I don't want to be pernickety and pedantic about this. I could say, well, Son and Maddison both came off with injuries. Imagine, I think if Son and Maddison had stayed on and were completely fit, I think the way the game was going, we win that game. So for me, my point is this, I'm not making excuses for Spurs. All football fans can sit here and go, if this injury, if that injury. At the end of the day, Arsenal, their fans coming out talking about we're challenging for a title this year. Then you pick up 3 or 4 injuries and it's, oh, poor us. No, your club, Edu, Arteta, they've had over 220 million this summer to look forward to situations like this, to give you squad depth, and they didn't. They gave you one midfielder at 105 million, and then a player who I don't know what he is at 65 million, a sub goalkeeper and a sub defender. Like what? You had 220 million to buy to buy squad players. Sorry, they just got it wrong. They got their window wrong.
I think everyone can agree they're missing a Xhaka, and that probably sort of profile. We can always allude back to that. But if we're going to go more towards, I think it's Saka as well. That slow start is not due to him having a slow start. It's down to that injury, that Achilles tendon or Achilles in general, whatever it may be. They got to be really, really careful with that, because if he ruptures that, you're out for 4 to 6 months, mate, and that's pretty much most of the season. That's your season done. So, but for me, if we're going to look towards this Brentford game, I see some in the comments. I'm not going to get onto Arsenal fans anyways. Whether they want to take this Carabao Cup serious or not, right, is with whatever lineup they've got going on, is because that's all they've got going on, if that makes sense. They're going to have to play Reece Nelson, Jesus, and Nketiah probably. They're going to have to play Havertz, Ødegaard maybe, and Jorginho. Yeah, and then they got their back line. It's not Smith Rowe even. I would really like to see Smith Rowe. But this is where I look to Arteta and say, okay, what else have you got in the bag? Because Brentford are not on form. They lost to Everton. They got slapped by Everton. They ain't really had the greatest run since the start of the season.
Great.
So now I think it's probably a good look to see where we can judge Arteta as a manager with a second kind of stringish team, or it is a second string team.
Is it a second string team? Let's be fair. They've got their first 2 choice goalkeepers. They've got their fullback 4 in play. They've got Gabriel Jesus fit. They've got Ødegaard fit. So straight away, that's 7 of their first 11, right? That's 7 of their first 11. It's not a whole. I mean, I think we're talking here like they've got their whole B team.
He isn't going to play them 7. He isn't.
No,
he's going to play Kivio, or he's going to play Jorginho or Lenny.
But Mo, who bought these people?
No, they did. Of course.
Right. So it can't be. You know what? He didn't inherit. I'm
really not
Jorginho.
getting your point, to be honest. Because my point is, when you have that effective front line injured, I don't see any team in the world that can replace the front line like this. Maybe the only one that is maybe Pep, but I doubt it now with Haaland and Alvarez if they both get injured. But you're saying they will. But that's Pep Guardiola. But I don't see any manager in the world coping with your front line like this injured. That's it.
But Mo, again, you're doing that thing you did with Sean last week. I didn't. No, you are.
I'm not doing anything.
Mo, I didn't say that. I didn't say any team's as good.
You kept telling me they built the team. Mo, they are the one who built the team. Didn't you just say that? They're the one who bought Rice.
You're not understanding context. You're not understanding context here.
I am understanding your context.
Mo, you're clearly not. Like you didn't last week, you're not this week again.
Maybe right? I'm not.
What my point is, we're saying they might have changed that front 3 anyway for a game against Brentford, right?
Yeah.
They've built this squad. Arteta's built this squad to say, right, this is the squad we're going to have to go and challenge the league. So when they have to rotate a few players, whether it's rotating or they're injured, this is the squad they built. This is the squad they built. People in the chat, please stop with the Savas obsessed with Arsenal. I'm pretty sure this conversation was about Arsenal. Mo asked the question about Arsenal. It's just unbelievable how stupid people are. I won't, but
that's our chat you're talking to there.
I don't care, mate. I don't care. I don't care. It's like people go, Savas obsessed with Arsenal. I've been asked a question about Arsenal. I don't know what I'm meant to do. Listen, if Arsenal have to put out tonight Gabriel Jesus or Eddie Nketiah and Emil Smith Rowe or Reece Nelson, this is the squad they built.
I agree with you. For the Carabao Cup, yes. Now I'm talking about for the league. If they're going to play Bournemouth away, if they're going to play Man City, I don't think they can cope with. I hope that these injuries are not long term, but I know that hamstring injuries aren't great. Like, you know how the hamstring injuries, they can last. For Martinelli and Trossard to be injured, and if Saka has an Achilles problem, I think that would be a big problem, and that would be a big problem for any team in the world. Maybe not City. I'll give you that.
I agree, but this is their fault. This is their fault.
Okay, I don't. I said that many times, Sava. I said that many times. Not a lot of teams have the luxury of having a backup player rather than 3 with the same quality as the starting 11.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. So if Liverpool are missing 3 of their forwards, what happens?
They struggle.
No, they don't. No, Mo, they don't.
Liverpool fans in the chat. Okay, let me ask a question to the chat, and I'm gonna let you answer the question. If Liverpool tomorrow miss Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, and who plays up top?
Bennett, Nunes.
Done.
Right, hang on.
If they miss these 3 casts, you think they can cope in the league?
No.
Genuinely.
No, they can't.
Hang on. First and foremost, Arsenal. Right. First and foremost, this is where it's you're disingenuous, Mo. Arsenal aren't missing all 3 of their first 3 players. Gabriel Jesus is still available, no? So they're swapping in 2 players at best, and I think Martinelli or Trossard are both of them definitely out for the weekend.
No, but that's the whole argument. If they come back, done.
I'm asking you the question.
Over.
I'm asking you the question. Are they both out of the weekend?
I don't know. They're in doubt.
Right. So maybe one of them plays. Now you've got Trossard or Martinelli and Jesus. So now what you're missing is Saka.
You're good. Done.
Right. Okay.
I have no argument here.
So what we're talking about at the moment, we know there's a possibility that 2 of that front 3 don't play. 2 of them. All right. Liverpool have 5. Liverpool have Nunes, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, and Jota. Liverpool have 5. So you take 2 of them out, the other 2 come in. That's because, funny enough, they built that squad. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp built that squad to have 5 forwards. Arsenal have had the money and not spent the money properly. Who did they buy in attacking areas to cope with these problems, Mo?
They didn't. They bought
Havertz.
Okay, so I don't get. Okay, great.
What don't you get about it?
It's their problem. What I'm saying is that if Trossard, Saka, and Martinelli are out, and I gave you other examples, okay? If Liverpool have Salah, Nunes, and Diaz out, I think they're done out there. And I think if Spurs have Maddison, Kulusevski, and Son out, they're done out there. And who else?
You've got no context. But Mo, you've got no context. Spurs, this isn't a squad that's been built over 4 years by our manager.
What about Liverpool? Their squad built over years.
But sorry, I've just named you 5 forwards that Liverpool have got. 5.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, Sava, this is my answer, but you don't wanna hear it, Sava. I tell you, if Salah, Diaz, and Nunes is out.
Yes, but that's not happened at Arsenal.
Done out there.
But that's not happened at Arsenal, so I don't know what we're talking about. You're creating a narrative when that hasn't happened at Arsenal.
I am not. I am just giving you a similar example to explain my point. You said, what if one of them come back? And I said, I have no argument there. If Trossard or Martinelli are back, once I'm done. I don't have a point. I'm done. My point is, if Saka, because the question from Cass was, if Saka gets a long-term Achilles injury and Martinelli and Trossard are out, I said they are done. And you said it's not. No, they are not. You shouldn't be done. It's
hang on, no.
Do it.
If they no, hang on, Mo, you're not listening. If they're done, they're done. But it's their fault. It's not. Oh, feel sorry for us.
So I disagree with you. I don't think it's their fault.
Agree to disagree. Let's
agree to disagree.
Hang on. I'm confused. I'm so confused, though. This makes no sense. It is
for
their
you.
fault.
It doesn't.
But Mo, it is their fault because
for the chat it does. By the way, the chat it does.
Mo, it is their fault. Of course, it is.
Mo, it is their fault. But the thing is, the problem I've got right now is I'm sitting here trying to talk about a football club that are my rivals. I try and remove my Spurs hat. I don't care that they're my rivals for this conversation.
You do, but I believe that for sure.
I will talk about Liverpool the same way, Man United, Chelsea, whatever. I don't care. So all these idiots saying, "Oh, Sava hates Arsenal." I don't hate Arsenal for that reason, right? Let me tell you something. When you're saying, Mo, it's not their fault, Arsenal have had the money over the last 4 years to address this. Right?
I agree in that part.
They haven't addressed this. So when there were people like Dan Potts, you guys stream with Dan Potts, right?
Yeah.
Of Never a Foul? Of Football's 12th Man. Yeah. Dan Potts said all summer, got to buy another player that can play on the right wing and possibly can cover the left as well. But he didn't, Mo. He spent half his budget on one centre mid. Yeah. And then he spent another another third of that budget on Kai Havertz. So this is their fault. If Liverpool are short at the back, that's their fault. If Tottenham are short, it's our fault because Tottenham are short at centre-half. If we lose a centre-back and we have to play Eric Dyer, that's on us. I'm not going to be out here making excuses. That's our fault. Clubs have to take responsibility. Fans can't see past the end of their nose. They're biased. They can't see that their club have not done the right thing. Right?
All right, let's put another.
Let's move on.
No, the thing is, when he puts
it up, move on.
I didn't even get my 2 pence in there. What Savas says there makes complete sense. If we're being totally honest, I think Mo's point is it's not their fault that they got injured, but at the same time, Savas says, but it is because they've had 4 years and over 700 million to go buy a capable enough squad. Even they didn't even have to pay for Martinelli or Saka because they're already there. Or you know what I mean. So they've had the money to basically go and have a squad to go and compete. So
Kaz, in 4 years. In 8 transfer windows, what forward players has Arteta bought that have been a success or that are good enough to come in? I'll ask that to you, both of you. Who they bought? Jesus.
I actually think I can't lie. I think they can solve this easily. They can solve this in January. Move Jesus as the right and then or left. There you go. There's your winger, and then go get Tony. Done. Conversation over.
No, I agree, but that's what they should do. Right? In their next windows, they should go and strengthen that. In the summer, I was saying to people, I don't think Arsenal are anywhere near good enough to win the league. However, if they go out and buy a couple of top attacking options, I worry about them because they play good football, they dominate games of football, but they don't have enough goal power for 4 competitions. They don't have enough goal power when it comes to the big, massive games. Now, that's a fact. People will argue that, but it's a fact. City have Haaland. That's the massive difference maker right there. City have Erling Haaland. Big games, Champions League semi-finals. Haaland's going to turn up and go bang, bang, bang. Arsenal have Jesus, who misses chance after chance after chance. Massive difference. That's why they should have gone and got in the summer, I don't know, I'm not saying a Vlahovic, a Gonzalo Ramos, a Kolo Muani, whoever you want to say. Arsenal needed more firepower, and I would have been taking them really serious for the league title.
Yeah, do it. Anyways, going to the the super chats, and I want to talk about for the Brentford game after, just to wrap it.
Okay, Ashraf Marghani is saying Liverpool are definitely winning this game. I think they are the real deal this season. I'm not sure Spurs will last all season with this form. I'm gonna let Sava answer because my opinion is different than this.
Yeah, listen, I'm worried. They're a good team. I'm worried. They're a top team. And as for our form last season, no, I expect some bumpy roads.
Is Maddison
fit? Yeah,
Madison's
fit. Madison's fit.
Because that land on that knee looked horrible.
Yeah, that did look bad. Horrible. It did look really bad. But listen, I think our squad is too small to keep this going all season. We are a team that are going to rely on that 11. Once that 11 starts picking up injuries, we have not done what's required to bolster. So come January, got to buy a centre-back, a centre-mid and a forward for me. But
same.
I don't expect we're gonna not lose all season.
RTX 3060 Ti is saying Pep played both Foden and Bernardo Silva and right back. Mo was wrong about Pep yesterday. I didn't talk about Pep yesterday, but I get what you're saying. I literally didn't mention Pep's name yesterday. But yeah, maybe you guys are right. Maybe Pep is the only guy that built a system.
Why is RTX? That's a whole graphic card. Fair enough.
It's a graphic card. Ahmed Suleiman again gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, Ahmed, for all these gifts. Thank you, guys. Your support is appreciated for Never Foul. Your super chats, your membership. Check out the membership in the description, of course, to be on a panel with us every Sunday evening. We have a panel member, and you get to have your time to chat with us and chat with our guests like last Sunday. Check out the membership and all the both tiers, and you'll get chances to be on a panel with us. And Mohammed is saying Arsenal fans have that victim mentality. Probably.
Massively. Honestly, some of the comments I'm seeing, the number of people who can't just have a football conversation without being biased to their own club, it really hurts. It really hurts.
Okay, Mia is saying, for the amount Arteta has spent, no excuses. Sorry, this is now his squad. If there is no depth, it's because he spent a lot of money on 2 players, which is Sava's point. So fair enough. Someone agrees with you. Finally, Sava. One.
What do you mean finally? Sorry, Mo, don't do that.
I am joking.
Okay, no, I know you might be joking.
Bro.
You might be
It's a
joking,
joke.
but this is why
Seba, I'm joking,
this is why you
Seba.
got put in a pretzel last week for your awful
Oh
North
my
London
God.
derby opinions.
Okay.
Because everything is not black and white, my friend.
It wasn't. To be fair, it wasn't awful because you don't go there.
It was awful. It was horrendous. It was a horrendous.
Right.
Both of them. I saw you.
You are
I saw you. That guy Gunnar Lee. I saw you, Gunnar Lee. What? Who's the other guy that runs this channel with you that was on there? What's his name?
Daps.
Not Daps. He might not run the channel. Ty.
Oh.
All of you, Spurs don't have a chance. Spurs this because none of you realise how we play football.
You sound like Man City fans, little City and all that kind of stuff.
No.
All that bollocks. That's what it sounds like.
Not at all. Not at all.
By what we go off, you love your whole channel's called Heritage. So off the heritage of you being at the Emirates, you get fucked up. So that's what I'm going off of.
Is that your leap? Do you know what? Do you know the funny thing about you guys? What I've seen, right?
It's just a take. But
you know what? Most people can't just come out and go, you know what, we got it wrong. What they do is they double down on being wrong. They double down on being wrong.
No,
everyone going, Sava's celebrating the draw. It's not about celebrating a draw. I predicted a draw. I thought we'd get a draw.
I wanted you guys to win.
I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. This is it. Okay. You surpassed my expectations at the Emirates. I thought you would play well, but I thought you would not be able to cope with Arsenal's individually. And I said that on the terrace and here, and I'm going to say that individually, your players stepped up big time, and they were absolutely fantastic. That's it. It's as simple as that.
It's as good as that, man.
It's that. I was wrong about some of the Arsenal players. I was wrong about the Arsenal players. I thought Saka would do more. I thought Jesus would do more. I thought Odegaard would step up, and I was wrong. Okay? I was wrong about that.
I don't need to tell me I'm wrong. I'll tell you what, guys. Listen, if I am going to come back on... if I am going to come back on this channel, right, first and foremost, right,
you are going to come back on this channel.
No. But if I am, you've got to get a grip of your chat. That is just so vile. Like,
what happened in the chat?
Like,
a lot of it can't be... It can be seen here, but a lot of it can't be actually seen in the actual chat.
Literally, man. Like, it's just madness. Trying to come on for an adult football conversation, and it's just like...
Just let me tell you, we have really good mods here. We have plenty of mods. What you see on StreamYard does not show on YouTube. Anything that is file, anything that is it's deleted. So people don't see it. You're the only one who's seeing it, but people delete that. Mods, if anything is disrespectful, you guys know what to do. It's as simple as that.
It's not just that. What makes me laugh is, right, I'll tell you what makes me laugh is, last week, I was really, really level-headed about the North London derby, right? I think I was really level-headed about it and said, Arsenal are massive favourites, right?
This is your favourite guy?
Nah, man, listen, your chat just makes it crap to be on it. I'll be honest with you. I saw them do it to Sean.
Actually, to be fair, Sean had a lot of backers in the comments, man. He had a lot.
But I watched Friday night.
People were with Sean, bro. People got on us, bro.
Dude,
we got tons of comments.
Lee, if anything.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, look at the comments. Sava is such a baby. Sava thinks Spurs are great. It's like, what is going on? Like, what have I said that's wrong? Right? Like, I'm so confused.
You're gold, man. You're gold.
Oh no, man! I just don't understand like where you picked up all these absolute pricks from that come into your chat. Like,
oh my God.
This is you. You should know this, Simon. This is YouTube, man.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? I go on to other shows and there's just like people chatting like proper football chat in the comments. This is just
Tottenham channels, maybe.
It's just not just Tottenham.
You people in the chat, man. If you're not liking this freaking content, you are like I don't know.
Just
what
madness.
Do you want to like this video?
This is funny,
like
man.
the freaking video. Hit that like button.
Give
me to 300 likes.
I'm not even gonna work. Don't worry about that one. You see, the thing is, we can laugh, but we can laugh at Sava.
But you know what? But no. Listen, I'm going to tell you why, Kaz, right? Because do you know what? Of all the YouTubers that are out there, I'm quite level-headed. I never ever go into chats telling people Spurs are great. We're going to do this. We're going to win things. I acknowledge we've been crap for years and not won anything. I acknowledge that Spurs have been run dreadfully. I don't ever come onto channels talking about, oh, we're better than you. We're bigger than you. Last week, I actually turned around and said Arsenal are massive favourites. Arsenal should be winning the game. But I predicted a 2-2 draw because I've seen the progress Tottenham made this year. And all week, right? All week, what I was told was, you're in the mud, you're deluded, your takes are crap, Sava doesn't know football. Then when I get it spot on, and I say, listen, I'm comfortable, I'm happy with that point. I thought we played well. I'm happy with that point. It's, this guy thinks it's this. It's like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what's going on.
You can't. What I've noticed on YouTube,
you never win, Sava. You will never win.
Yeah, you can't win, man.
You cannot listen. If you tell people 1 + 1 = 2, you will find 50% of
mate, listen, I know,
you're
but
wrong.
You know what? Listen,
okay?
I'm going to jump off, right? I'm going to jump off because
no,
because everyone in the chat is asking for me to jump off, right? I want to, no. Listen, everyone is asking for me to jump off, right? I want to go on and have football conversations. I don't want to go on to shows.
Want to because I want to talk with you about football.
I don't want to go into shows. I don't want to go into shows where people don't actually have grown-up football chat. Your chat is so pathetic. It is unreal. Like, it is unreal.
But why are you feeding into it? I guarantee you then, don't go on Big Six no more then.
Mate, I'll go on Big Six. I didn't see this amount of waffle, my man.
Yeah, but don't do it because their chat goes so fast. I can go in there. I guarantee there's 1,000 comments that are ripping into you. But that's
look at okay, here you go. Luis Garcia, look at this. Sava, look at this. You get both sides. It's all
no, mate, listen, I get it, but it's just a bit too much. I think it's just a bit too much. You've got absolute wankers in the chat like Don Vito, absolute wanker of a person. Yeah, I've got people in there, right, that come into my show talking in my chat now that I'm not on my chat. Now that I'm not in my chat, roasting me in here. Right?
But I don't know why you read the chat so much. I like
seriously, why do you care that much?
I used to get hot by football terraces chat sometimes, and when I first started, but after I don't give a shit, man, because you can't please everyone, innit? And as much as
it's just, I just want sensible conversation. It's just pointless.
But you're having the conversation with us. You're having the conversation with us, not with the chat. It's with Mo and Kaz, and we love you here, bro. Like yesterday, I'm sending Kaz. I'm like, finally, we're gonna talk football with somebody instead of banter because Sava's with us tomorrow. I'm like, I'm happy that you're here. Forget the chat. They can just do whatever they want.
The way I look at it, as long as they're not being malicious in terms of calling something really nasty, then they get blocked. But if it's just coming for your football take,
but it's yeah. Listen, it's not just that. It's just it's just overwhelming the amount of it. Like it's just the amount of it. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
Can you turn? Let me give you a. Do like
it's fine. It's fine. Mo, just crack on. Crack on with the football. Mo, crack on with the football. It's fine. Okay, it's fine.
Private chat it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway,
do these other ones. Mo, thought on Osimhen. You think he'll move in January? If you don't know, Osimhen got I don't even know what to even make of it.
I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, this is.
I'm sorry, but Mahmoud Omar, I think he will move in January. He will force a move. I think his agent will force a move.
He's deleted everything off his Instagram.
So I think this is it. Another one is saying, Mo, what do you think is going to happen to Osimhen? He's going to move in January. They're going to ask for 100 million now instead of 200 million, so 100 million euros, and he's going to move. And I think the team he suits the most, actually, believe it or not, is Man United.
Yeah. But moving on from Arsenal anyways, Chelsea versus Brighton. Now, I made this prediction, Sava, right? And I know this is just the Carabao Cup, but I said Frank Lampard's going to be in a job sometime soon, right? Sometime soon. It could be next 3-4 weeks. It could be that. I think international break might be perfect because I can't, when it hits that game week 19, halfway through the season, right? I think Chelsea, I hate to say, look, I was an advocate for Chelsea, but I think that I'm going to say this now. I think they only land with the next 9 games, or 10 games even. What is that? 16 games. So they got a few games. So up till December, end of December, I think they end up in 15 points. With the 19 games remaining, there's 57 points to grab. They're not going to get all 57 points. Now, if you add that total of my prediction to what they're going to get, the way they're going right now, because I think they will pick up in the second half of the season, Is that going to be more than 50 points to even grab to go past 10th place? So this is the way I look at it. They need to fix it up today. And it is against Brighton, but they need to do it now. Because see, Pochettino's every time Todd Bowley and you hear Todd Bowley and Egg Barley and all that, they are backers of, they're showing their full support of Pochettino, shows me that he's under fire. He's under the cosh. I can't see them beating Brighton, but you've just bought Caicedo from Brighton. You've got Cucurella from Brighton. You've got a lot of their star from Brighton. You've got to make a statement, surely, right? Because this could get nasty today. They've got no right back at all. Not one. They can play Caicedo there, but then they got Gallagher back in the pivot, so there's no winning. But maybe it's down to selection. I've been trying to put this across to Chelsea fans for ages, but they don't want to listen. I don't think, anyways. What do you make of Chelsea and Pochettino's even future?
They're in a difficult position, massively difficult position. Another team that didn't buy what they needed. Should have been buying some forwards with all that money. But they're in a real difficult position. Listen, a lot of injuries. But Pochettino's got to find something to turn it around. They've got to find something to turn it around, and very, very quickly. I can see a couple more defeats. I can see him going. I think it's crazy because I think, at what point do you stop sacking managers? What are you going to do? Give this guy 10 games, then the next guy comes in and he's going to struggle to turn it around in 10 games. The players have another 10-game period with a different set of tactics, a different voice. That doesn't work. 10 games, another manager comes in. He wants new players. At some point, they're going to have to let a manager, whether it's Pochettino or whoever, settle for a year. And they're going to have to go with the crap season. They're going to have to do it because I didn't think they'd be up there, but I didn't think they'd be doing this. So
I have 2 questions for you about that. How do they fix it? And where is the threshold for sacking Pochettino?
There's one.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there has to be a threshold, guys, right? Like
Third question. Who would you bring in?
Yeah, but for real, Sava, you said they have to let a manager settle in. And I agree with you. But in any football club that spends money on a big club, there has to be a threshold. Like
I agree.
They cannot be in December sitting 16th and tell me, no,
agree.
this is too dangerous for the football club. Where is the threshold for you?
Well, this is the problem. This is the position they put themselves in because whatever that threshold is, if it's December, if it's October, November, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, they're still going to be in this problem. Because as I said, the new manager's going to come in, Mo, and there's no guarantees that new manager's going to be able to turn it around. So then what happens? They get 2 wins out of their next 10 games with a new manager and they sack him. I don't know. I feel like, first of all, they need to get, this is a club that definitely needs its senior players fit. This is a club that seem to have hung all their success on Nkunku as being the only real proper attacking goal threat. If you really look, I don't know. They need to get Reece James back. They need to, for me, I think they need to get Thiago out the back 4. I think this guy's too old now. I don't think he can play in a back 4, but they need to get some sort of consistency going. It's just crazy. Look, they're not playing. It's not the worst I've ever seen a team play, by the way.
Yeah,
they're not dreadful
I agree with you
100%.
Them. Whole position, chances
goals.
creating. Yeah, they're not terrible. If you watch them, I'm sorry, they're not terrible. They just somehow it's not going for them. Like when you're a team, but also I cannot hang all of this on luck. Like there has to be something else. Raheem Sterling not firing. Chilwell left wing is trying to create chances for someone who doesn't know how to score a goal, which is Jackson. They don't have a proper number 10, but they don't want to play Palmer there. There's too many factors there. But the thing about Pochettino, which gives him legs, is that he has a style of play and he has a system, and he keeps saying it will work. It will work. Just bear with me. It will work. But I'm saying the threshold is your next 5 games, if you don't get 6 or 7 points from it, you're really a relegation candidate. If Burnley pick up some points or Sheffield United start getting it together, it's not likely. You're really a relegation candidate. Chelsea Football Club.
This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying as well. That's what I'm alluding to. And it's like, as much as you want to be a believer and everything, you can't look past the situations of what a club is these days. It's a business, and what drives the revenues, W's. right? And I have to rely back to what Sava says with Arteta, then back to Pep. Even if certain, like the whole conversation, even if the whole line, the front line's out, you should be able to find a situation or a lineup to go and win that game. Like, do you get what I mean, Mo? Like, even though they want to play a 4-2-3-1, ideally they do not have a natural 10 in the bank. So how do you switch it up to go and find wins in the game and make sure that there's enough firepower in there to cause damage?
But they don't. They have no experience, guys.
I hear it, but you can, if you're a good manager, you will find a way to make it possible. You're telling me that lineup's not good enough to beat Forest at home. That Villa team wasn't even that great on the day away from home. They've conceded goal after goal away from home. Not good enough to go and beat what's it called as well, Bournemouth on the weekend. There's little bits and bobs, and yes, it comes down to moments. You know, Jackson having a moment, Sterling having a moment. But how do you create more moments? And I think that's down to the manager. And why are you not selecting Cole Palmer? He coming ages ago. Why are you putting Gallagher in a pivot? Clearly, he can't handle it. Yes, he's a dog and get around the pitch. Use him in a different position then, because he's clearly not great on build-up. I don't know they got a load of injuries, but there's no excuse not to be beating these slides.
I said it on the terrace, and I want to get your opinion, guys. And I think some people agreed with me. There are two explanations for this. Number one, the Chelsea players are overrated. Okay? We overrate their abilities. It's either this or Pochettino wants to get sacked, wants to sabotage the job. There is no other explanation. Because if Cass is telling me that the players are good enough to win the games, they're not winning. The fact is, they're not winning the games. Okay? If Pochettino is a good enough manager to put the right lineup to create more chances, he isn't. So there has to be an explanation here. It just can't be all luck. We cannot go 6 games in and it can be luck here. What is it then?
I think it's the lineup.
Listen, I think
he
it's
isn't
difficult.
a good manager.
we saw. Look, obviously, having seen him firsthand manage my club, it took him a while to get going at Tottenham. It did. It took a long time to
a year.
Yeah. The first year was not good. Certainly the first 6 to 9 months wasn't good. Where he was trying to work out what his best 11 was, trying to get the players to play that style of football.
Did he get signings that summer? That summer he did come in. Did he get his signings as well? See, that's another conversation.
When we say his signings, you never know with Spurs because we got terrible owners.
Did he get enough signings to use that?
Yeah. I mean, we bought some players, but what he was very good at when he joined Spurs, and what we saw after the first year, was how players that were already at the club, how he improved them and coached them. So when you're looking at Jan Vertonghen, let's be fair, when he brought in Jan Vertonghen, one of the first things he did was bring in Toby Alderweireld to play alongside him, so we were solid there. He coached Kyle Walker and Danny Rose. He coached Ericsson, Dele Alli, right, Harry Kane. So it wasn't brilliant the first year, but then after year 1, he started to kick into gear, and you could see what he was doing. Problem is, he's not going to get that at Chelsea. Like Mo said, there's a threshold. They've got to start winning a few games. But listen, all I'll say is this: I get that there's a threshold. What do? They just keep sacking managers. And to your point, Kaz, who comes in there and sorts it out? How long does that manager get? Because let's say they bring in a manager with a different style of football completely. So that manager now is coming into a brand new group of players and going, right, forget everything that you've just learned over the summer and for the last 10 games. This is how we're going to play now. That manager's going to be asking the media and the club and everyone and the fans for patience while they learn how to play that style of football. That means you're not going to get results immediately. Then you're in the same place. So I don't know. This is a problem of their own making. I'm a believer in that. This is a problem of the club's own making.
But they want to tell us that, which is, I really want to debunk this thing that Todd Bowley is ambitious and ambition is enough to win your trophy and makes you move forward. And I don't believe that. If you don't know what you're doing, you can be as ambitious as it gets, but your club is not moving forward. Like, he's back in the club with money, but he doesn't know his face from his ass. Like, the guy is celebrating offside goals, which is, I heard that on a podcast. The guy doesn't know anything about football. He was in a stadium for his time and they scored an offside goal and the VAR ruled it out. And he still celebrated thinking it's still a goal. The guy doesn't know. Ambition is not good enough. If you don't have the proper structure below you for the right recruitment, he's still doing the negotiations. Why?
Do you know what though, Mo? I can see if I take this 3 steps back and look above, I can see what they want to do. I can see what they want to do. They want to build a really young squad that for years and years and years can go forward, learn together, grow and challenge. I get it. The problem is they've tried to do too much at once. They've not left enough steady heads in there. So over the summer, you look at the steady heads that have gone, the Azpilicuetas, the Kovacic, the Mounts, the Ruben Loftus-Cheeks, this player, that player, this player, that player. They've tried to do too much in one go. And unfortunately, they're now realizing there's no real leaders in there. There's no goal scorers in there. And they're playing okay, but they can't finish their dinner. So listen, it's a bit of a mess at Chelsea. It's a bit of a mess. Maybe in a couple of years they look. Well, where is it? At Stamford Bridge?
It's at Stamford Bridge, but
I don't think it matters at this time.
I don't think it matters at this point. And I don't know what I think the Zerbi may even go for a second stringish type
He's
team.
definitely going for a second string team.
Yeah, I would say so. And if you don't get a result against the secondish, like even like us, Man United, if they embarrass us for a second, it's like it makes it even worse. Makes the case worse. But I don't think playing football is their issue. I don't think conceding goals is their issue. It's just scoring and making chances. Do you get what I mean?
They've not looked dreadful at the back. They've not looked terrible at the back. I just think at some point, what I thought Poch was going to do, I thought he would go in from game one, pick a settled 11. And I know that's been difficult for him. I know it has because of the number of injuries. Like they've got ridiculous amount of injuries. Look, let's be brutally honest. When they managed to get a midfield free out of Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo and Lavia, with their back four as well, if they can get Reece James fit, they're going to look better. They are going to look better. But they need Nkunku. And if they don't get Nkunku fit by January, they've got to go and buy a centre forward. And if anyone needs an Ivan Toney, whoever you want to put, an Osman, it is Chelsea Football Club. They need a forward more than anyone.
Well, they don't have Jackson today, so Brorio might come back in the fold and we'll see what happens there with him. And how long is he going to last and who's going to go up front for them afterwards? Because he can't last a full match, surely. So after that long injury. But moving on from obviously Chelsea is the bigger game is Newcastle versus Man City. Newcastle coming off an 8-0 win, 8 different scorers. That means 8 different players getting different sorts of confidence. That also means as well, alongside when you think about how he rotated everyone, which is quite crazy. So they're going to be up for this game. And I think after Pep's comments, I don't think there's no Rodri there. So they got a lesser one of a dictator that can do what he does, but they will manage between other players. Kovacic is back for them, I believe. So they got
Bernardo's injured as well.
Bernardo's still injured. If there's any time to really knock Manchester City out, it would be today. And after that performance at the Etihad, I'm surely they're going to be thinking about getting some sort of revenge. They're going to have to play their strongest team if they want to have any chance against City. I don't even think City fans would care if they get knocked out either, but at least put on a performance, right?
I mean, Look, for them, let's be brutally honest. If City go out, City go out. Listen, the phrase "bigger fish to fry" is used a lot. This is a club that do have bigger fish to fry. Yeah, Pep tries to win everything, but if they don't win this one, he's not going to lose sleep over it, right? You know he won't. They'll go on. They'll win the Premier League. They'll try and fight for the Champions League again. But it's going to be interesting. What team does Eddie Howe pick? You know, they're still in the Champions League. So, look, Man City, I think we know how the game will go. It doesn't matter what team they pick. They will dominate the football. They will. That's just how they play. Will they have their big guns on the bench if he does leave a few of them off? Possibly. I think it'll be a good game. That's what I do know. I think it'll be a really good game. Man City, though, you just never write them off, do you? You never write Man City off. They've got too much talent.
But I think Newcastle need this mode, man. Like, I feel like for the club or how poorly they have started, and obviously the Champions League, and then going off to win 8-0, surely this is like we want to say maybe Man United might be back, but then you could say the same for Newcastle. They've done in the Prem against Sheffield United, where teams have gone and struggled. They're just a little bit not too tough, but they smashed them. No, they embarrassed them. This is good for confidence. They need to show why.
Thank you. I kid you not. Any team in the world that win against Man City get like an extra boost. Doesn't matter in which competition. It doesn't matter which lineup they put out. You win against Man City, especially Newcastle, that 8-0. They win against Manchester City today. They get a boost. Guarantee you they go on a run. Win like 4-5 on the bounce or something. Yeah, you did say that before. But again, winning against Man City is different. Like Man City can put in a second team and they can dominate the game, as Sava says. They can dominate position, create chances left and right. So I'm thinking Newcastle today, they should go for the win. They should put in the strongest lineup. They play, I don't know, I think they play Sunday or they play Saturday. Again, put your strongest lineup. You have enough depth there. You have two play. Also play Lewis Hall as well. There is no problem in playing Lewis Hall. Play Livramento. They're still good enough to play. Okay? To play against Man City. Put in the people out there to win the game. I think this game is going to be phenomenal. I actually think if Man City put in a second string team, Newcastle will have a little bit more position than what we expect.
What if they bring Calvin Phillips? There's a chance.
Yeah,
there might be a chance.
Calvin Phillips. I think Calvin Phillips will start today. I actually think so.
I don't think Calvin Phillips is the worst player. I think the problem we've got is you've got a player like Calvin Phillips who gets 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there. You can't get consistency that way. We saw that when he had game after game after game, he's a good player. He's a good Premier League player. I'm not saying he's brilliant, but I think they're going to need him depending on Kovacic's fitness and Nunes' fitness. They're going to need him. So, but you know what Pep's like. He'll find a way. Like if John Stones was fit, he'd probably drop John Stones into the Rodri role. You know, that's just what he does. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but never ever write off Man City, I think is the lesson, I think.
Yeah, Mr. BP said before, we'll say again, big up Sava, great guy for a spud. So big up for that. See? There you go, Sava. Tiang Yang says, a Poch playing people out of position doesn't help. Yeah. Levi Cole at left back will always be baffling to me when you got three available left back. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, so last just to round off, I need predictions. Starting off with Arsenal versus Brentford. What's your prediction?
Sava.
Arsenal versus Brentford.
It's away.
I always find it hard to predict scores when I don't know the lineups. Because I really don't know. I reckon it'll go to penalties. I reckon it'll go to penalties and then may the best team win. It's tough. If they line up tonight and Arsenal put their best team out, their best team possible, they win the game. If they don't, small ground, tough atmosphere, then it could be interesting. But they're just not.
The question is, Sava, do Brentford even put the strongest line? Crystal Palace winning with a second string team as well yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are not taking this competition seriously.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know.
I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I think
it goes to penalties. I echo what Sava says, to be honest. I think it goes to penalties. Chelsea, Brighton. No matter what Brighton put out there, I think Brighton win the game.
I'm going to go for 2. I'm going to have to go for 2. No, you know what? I think this goes down to penalties as well.
I think Brighton win it in 90 minutes. I think Brighton score at least 2 past them. At least. And Chelsea, I don't see any more than 1 goal in them.
Oh yeah, but the Sassy Caicedo might be right. Maybe, yeah. You know what? It's hard to predict at this moment of time.
The Sassy right back. Come on, this is.
But you might put Caicedo there, and then you might have to put Leslie in the middle with Enzo. Maybe, I don't know. That could change the whole game.
Yeah, I think Brighton win the game. Liverpool, Leicester, 5-0.
I can't. I'm not gonna play it partially. I would say 4-0.
Newcastle, Man City. Well. I think Newcastle win this game. No, I take that back. I think it goes to penalties.
Yeah, I'll put that down to penalties as well. I think I can't call it. I think it's going to be a draw.
Can I send you my predictions when I see the lineups? I just don't know what the lineups are going to be for any of these games.
What about the Spurs game?
Oh man, well there you go. We put out a crap team and served us right. We lost. Yeah.
I thought you went out of the other cup. Does the other cup start now?
No, it's still Carabao.
I'm confused.
They got knocked out early, mate. Round 2 or whatever it was.
EFL Cup is a Carabao Cup. That's the one. Oh yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, wrap it.
Okay, guys. We'll see you guys tonight for reactions for all these games. So Make sure to tune in. Also, I want everybody in the chat, go check out our videos. There's a new video. Man United are back. Cass and Ty gassing Man United.
It wasn't me gassing it. It was Ty, to be fair. So
you're gonna enjoy it, but also make sure to subscribe to the Football Heritage TV. Sava, great people, great talk there all the time, and vote for them for the Football Content Award, please. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon. And we're out.